Hi, my name is fill in the blank, and I am what? An alcoholic. Ever heard this? Or maybe you said this. If you've ever been to any sort of recovery group or program, you kind of realize that there's this one statement that each person is probably going to say before they give their story or their victory or their defeat over whatever it is, right? Hi, my name is blank, and I am a blank, right? Or maybe some will say I suffer from blank, and that blank can be alcohol, gambling, overeating, sex, whatever you want, right? I think those words that kind of give us some relationship point to that other person, those are the words we've longed to hear, and honestly, this is what makes traditional recovery groups really attractive to many, and to many of us, is the feeling, these are my people. I found my people, my peeps, right? And I've attended many different types of groups, and it's easy to see why people are so attracted and so committed to them sometimes for years and years and years in such a way that this has become their fellowship. I mean, even AA calls it the fellowship of, right? It's become their church. And that's fine for a lot of people. But I remember going to a group, and someone had been attending that same group for 35 years. I haven't even attended the same church for 35 years. The closest to 35 years in a group environment I have are my high school Facebook friends right now. That's it. That's as close as I come. So I can understand really the need for people to belong, especially after breaking the ice in that kind of group and having others really, really, really hear you and understand you and without any judgments. And they can't judge you because they're either there, they've been there, or something like that. They've already done that, right? So this is all great, and it's really helping a lot of people, and it helped me for a while. It's helped a lot of people. For me, however, in my personal journey, I'm now of the belief that you are who you say you are, and you become who you say you are. Now, I'm not talking about fake it till you make it, although, I guess that's working for some people. I'm really talking about how you see yourself and your belief system about yourself. For example, I grew up in the ATL in Atlanta, Georgia, and I relied on public transportation in my early, 20s and so just to get around town. And, it certainly was not Dr. Seuss, "Oh, the places we will go." It's like, oh my God, did you see what just happened on public transportation? I could tell you story after story. But once it was a standing room only bus, certainly non-COVID days, right? It's packed. And I could hear everyone talking in their conversations, but there was just one really loud conversation that has really stuck with me in regards to understanding on how you become or staying where you are. Now, this was certainly before my own journey into what's called the self-help arena. So I knew nothing about the classic mantra, you become who you say you are, you become what you think about most of the time, that type of thing, that's drilled into my psyche now. There was a young woman chatting, again, very loudly to her friend and angrily about some sort of government assistance money that was delayed, so she wanted to remain in public housing, which was known as the projects back then, but there was some delay in processing. And she was furious. She was mad. She told her friend that, that was her home. She grew up there. She's going to raise her kids there and probably die there. So she went through her whole life in her head there in the projects. And I don't know, I just thought to myself at that young age, what? That's your goal in life? But then I started to think that I'm really not one to judge that, because I guess I have been victim of that same thought process in my life.